playground, and the pickleball court is done for. That shows you how high the water got up right there. And it's pretty crazy what Mother Nature does when she wants to.
Oh, man. About 4 green peppers. Bell peppers on the trees right there. Oh, yeah. There's the potatoes over here. If you go down, there's going to be a lot of peppers. Okay. I say, flash over here.
North Carolina is experiencing significant flash flooding after repeated rounds of heavy rainfall affected the northwestern part of the state. Rising floodwaters have impacted several communities, prompting emergency response operations and disrupting transportation. Officials continue monitoring conditions as additional rainfall remains possible, while damage assessments continue across affected areas. Authorities are urging residents to remain cautious as recovery efforts expand throughout the region.
So we're in Mount Airy. Airy River crested at 29 feet last night. And this is our neighbor's
That's a monster tree.
I got to sit that guy before we got another week so they can reroute bus route.
If they went ahead and took it down, they wouldn't notice.
No, it ain't no difference.
Hey, they ought to take it down to work anyhow.
Yeah.
That's side in.
This is unreal. Folks, this is inside that the DMV. Ruined. I'm telling how many inches of water that was.
Surry County has experienced the most extensive flooding, with Mount Airy, Pilot Mountain, and communities along the Ararat River reporting widespread impacts. Floodwaters entered homes, businesses, and public buildings while damaging roads, bridges, and transportation infrastructure. Local authorities declared emergency measures and continued detailed inspections as access gradually improved in several neighborhoods affected by high water and debris left behind.
Court broken on top of the fence over here. Tore the fence down in the middle.
Emergency crews carried out multiple swift water rescues after motorists became trapped inside flooded vehicles and residents were surrounded by rapidly rising water. First responders remained active throughout the affected communities, assisting those in immediate danger while coordinating road closures and maintaining public safety. Rescue teams continued monitoring conditions as waterways changed, with officials encouraging people to avoid flooded streets and unnecessary travel whenever possible.
Just y'all,
the bridge, the wooden bridge is gone. The Papa's front yard, this is the creek. I don't know if the main bridge is washed out or not.
Mount Airy reported some of the most serious flooding across the region as streets, businesses, and residential neighborhoods were inundated by rapidly rising water. Several commercial properties suspended operations while cleanup efforts began immediately after floodwaters started receding. Officials continued documenting structural damage and infrastructure impacts while working with emergency responders to restore access and essential public services safely.
It's like a absolute war zone.
Our pavilion is flooded.
Flooding concerns also extended beyond Surry County into neighboring Stokes, Watauga, Ashe, and Wilkes counties. These areas experienced flood warnings, rising creeks, hazardous road conditions, and localized flooding following additional rainfall. Emergency officials continued monitoring waterways and advising residents to remain alert as weather conditions remained favorable for further flooding across northwestern North Carolina and nearby mountain communities.
just, oh my God.
River's up pretty good and flowing pretty good.
Are they like, I don't know, bad?
This is bad. This is bad. Right here's Papa's front yard.
The flooding developed after slow-moving thunderstorms repeatedly crossed the same locations, producing intense rainfall within relatively short periods. Rivers, streams, and drainage systems quickly exceeded their capacity as runoff increased across saturated ground. Water spread into neighborhoods, commercial districts, and transportation corridors, creating hazardous conditions that required immediate emergency response throughout the affected parts of the state.
Got some media down here, looks like, but
Meteorologists said abundant atmospheric moisture combined with repeated thunderstorm development created favorable conditions for significant rainfall accumulations. Mountain terrain enhanced precipitation in several locations, while saturated soils greatly reduced the ability to absorb additional rainfall, and these combined factors accelerated runoff into rivers, creeks, and low-lying areas, increasing the likelihood of rapid flash flooding across vulnerable communities.
You'd get to your takeout in under 20 minutes. Look at that.
As rainfall continued, water levels rose quickly along streams and rivers, flooding intersections, neighborhoods, and low water crossings. Several roads became impassable, while damaged bridges and washed-out sections interrupted transportation across the region. Emergency officials continuously monitored changing conditions and issued flood alerts as rising water expanded into additional communities throughout northwestern North Carolina during the event. Residential neighborhoods sustained varying degrees of flood damage as water entered homes, garages, and surrounding properties. Businesses also reported flooding that interrupted operations and required immediate cleanup efforts before reopening. Transportation infrastructure experienced additional impacts through road closures, damaged bridges, and debris-covered routes, making travel difficult while delaying access to several affected communities during response operations.
Yesterday, we had 1.5 feet in here. Today, we have logs in 20 foot and 5,000 cubic feet per second.